For decades, Soviet and American-made jets clashed in the skies, turning battlefields into arenas of high-speed duels. Some of the most intense aerial battles in history saw Soviet-built fighters taking down their American counterparts. But when and where did these dramatic encounters happen? Buckle up as we dive into the fiercest jet battles ever fought. The first major jet vs. jet battles happened during the Korean War. The Soviet-made MiG-15 took on the American F-86 Sabre in fierce dogfights over MiG Alley. April 12, 1951, Soviet MiG-15s ambush American aircraft, shooting down 3 F-80 Shooting Stars and a B-29 bomber. Soviet pilots, secretly flying for North Korea, changed the game. Their MiG-15s were faster and had superior altitude capabilities, making them deadly adversaries for American fighters. Fast forward to Vietnam, where Soviet-made MiG-17s and MiG-21s took on F-4 Phantoms and F-105 Thunder Chiefs in brutal air battles. North Vietnamese pilots, trained by Soviet and Chinese instructors, used ambush tactics to take down American planes. January 2, 1967. North Vietnamese MiG-21s shoot down 4 American F-4 Phantoms during Operation Bolo. The American Air Force was confident, but the Vietnamese MiGs proved deadly. In a single day, 4 Phantoms were lost in a well-planned ambush. Soviet jets didn't just fight Americans directly. They also clashed with American-made Israeli jets in the Middle East. Egyptian and Syrian pilots flew MiG-21s and MiG-23s against Israeli F-4 Phantoms and A-4 Skyhawks during the Six-Day War and Yom Kippur War. September 11, 1973. Egyptian MiG-21s shoot down 2 Israeli F-4 Phantoms over Sinai. The sky over the Middle East became a deadly battlefield, with Soviet and American technology clashing at supersonic speeds. In the brutal Iran-Iraq War, Iraqi pilots flew Soviet MiG-23s and MiG-25s, while Iran relied on its American-supplied F-4 Phantoms and F-5 Tigers. March 21, 1982. Iraqi MiG-25 shoots down an Iranian F-4 Phantom over western Iran. The MiG-25 was one of the fastest jets of its time, and Iran struggled to counter its high-speed attacks. The last major showdown happened during the Gulf War. On January 17, 1991, an Iraqi MiG-25 made history by shooting down an American FA-18 Hornet. Lieutenant Commander Scott Spiker's FA-18 Hornet is shot down by an Iraqi MiG-25. The only confirmed U.S. jet lost in air-to-air combat during Desert Storm. Despite overwhelming American air superiority, this one MiG-25 pilot managed to pull off an incredible kill. From Korea to Vietnam, the Middle East, and the Gulf War, Soviet and American-made jets have clashed in the skies for decades. Each battle shaped military aviation history and defined global conflicts. Which of these battles surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling military history content. See you in the next video.